Hey there, welcome to day 26 of our 7th Get Up and Go Challenge, 30-day free Get Up and Go Challenge to help us know what to do during the pandemic and any time of change or challenge. Anytime we face a challenge, we want to make sure that we're better off after having experienced that change or that challenge in our life than before, and that we can do that by using the SOAP framework. Today we're going to add a different area that we've never talked about before, a new area. We're going to talk about confidence. So we've talked about mental, physical, mentally, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution for the past 6 challenges. And with this challenge, I am working with a couple of coaches, and one of them talks about the importance of mental, emotional, communication, and confidence, and that's the bedrock and the foundation on which we need to build everything else that impacts all the different areas and aspects of our life. And I am, as I'm going through the material and listening to the coaching, I'm finding I tend to agree. So this time through the challenge, I decided I would add the SOAP framework, and we would go through both communication and confidence using the SOAP framework. So today it is confidence's turn, and tomorrow we're going to do communication, and then after that we'll do the final area of our original 7, which is contribution. Because contribution to me is the thing we get to after we've got all the other areas and aspects of our life in order. Now, should it necessarily be that way? Doesn't matter. It's what happens in our real lives. So today let's talk about the SOAP framework with respect to the area of confidence in our life. And I'm talking self-confidence, right? How you show up, how much confidence you show up with. I'm going to grab my magnifying glass, look at my homework book because I started to do it because I want to make sure that I didn't forget the key components of, well, I'm not going to forget. I do it automatically, but I want to make sure I am clear about the story that we're telling ourselves, the options, the actions, and the progress that we're going to make. And our goal is always to solve a problem for ourselves and then find an automatic way to make progress toward the ultimate solution that we want. So let's think about the area of confidence. Confidence and self-confidence is different for each and every one of us. It comes from, like everything else, our past experiences, the past things that have happened to us, things people have said to us, things people have done, things we've done, things we've tried, and maybe we were successful at, maybe we weren't, disappointments, what we link up emotionally, all of this jumble jam ends up creating our overall level of self-confidence. Now, I don't remember, did we rate our confidence at the beginning of this particular challenge? I'm cheating and going back and looking. I don't remember if we did all 9 or if we just did the 7 usual suspects. It would be really nice if I could read my stuff. I just write it, I don't read it. No, we didn't do confidence. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your confidence right now, your overall level of confidence? I think for a lot of the population, a lot of the world, global population, I think during COVID, our confidence has slipped. If we've lost our jobs, if we've lost our business, if our business has been shut down, for a lot of people, it has been a huge blow to our ego and our psyche and our confidence. Other people, not so much. It's actually bolstered their confidence because they're having opportunities that they never dreamt of as a result of the pandemic. I look everywhere. Everywhere we see face masks, right? Who would have thought face masks in every way, shape, or form would be I bet it's $1 billion business. If we were to add up all the sales and all the places and all the people that are selling face masks and manufacturing face masks, I'm sure it's $1 billion business in a year, right? In just 1 year, that business went from, what it was, a side business that probably no one even hardly paid attention to everybody's doing it. Think of when Keurig coffee pucks came on the market and the Keurig came out. All of a sudden, Keurig pucks and pots and pods are everywhere. So the same is true of our confidence. Our confidence is 100% entirely up to us. And that means it's a little painful in that, yeah, if it's up to us, it means it's 100% our responsibility to figure out what we need to do to manage and bolster and lead our life with the level of confidence that we want. Now, depending on what you're doing in your life, it will determine how much self-confidence you need. I say we all need a high self-esteem and a high self-confidence, but that's my opinion. Maybe for what you're doing, you don't feel like you need that, but I think we're all a lot happier when we love ourselves and have self-confidence and self-esteem. And to me, self-confidence, self-love, self-esteem, they're all interwoven and all interrelated. So the first thing we need to do, of course, with our SOAP framework, after since we didn't do this, I'm really curious on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your level of self-confidence right now? I'm about a 6 or a 7, I would say. I'm pretty self-confident about almost every situation I ever find myself in. Some things make me nervous, just like everybody else, but it's usually because I haven't experienced that. If I haven't experienced it, or if I haven't practiced or prepared for something, then my level of self-confidence tanks, right? Have you ever gone to a job interview where you were super prepared, you knew all of your answers, you knew yourself, you knew what you wanted in the job, you knew you were a perfect candidate, you figured out all the ways that you could help the organization, and you knew you were just going to ace the interview because you had practiced and prepared for hours, you'd done your homework, done your research, and you really, really wanted the job. How did you perform in that interview versus if you went to a job interview, you found an ad in the paper, you called up, and you went that day to the job interview? No research, no information, no preparation, no planning. How would your level of confidence be in that situation? Why do I use that as an example? Because I've done both. I've done absolute preparation for job interviews, and I've done no preparation for a job interview. And guess what? The one I went into that I didn't do any preparation for, I didn't get an offer. Well, why not? Because I didn't deserve an offer. I wasn't excited enough about the opportunity to even do any homework or research, and that showed in my energy, in my answers, in everything, in my level of self-confidence. And a lot of times we hire people for their attitude and what they bring to the organization more than their absolute skills and training, because we can train people in our at least in my businesses, can train people to do anything if they have the desire and the work ethic and the fortitude to want to learn how to do it. I believe anybody can learn how to do anything if they believe they can learn how to do anything. So our confidence, let's talk about our confidence state, and let's add the SOAP framework to it. Scale of 1 to 10, where do you think you are right now? And then we're going to dig into our story. What's our situation, the S in our SOAP framework, with respect to our confidence. Again, I said I'm probably a 6 or 7. Now, if I were going for a job interview, I would do a lot of preparation, because then I can bolster my level of self-confidence and my confidence in that, I'm there. And another way to tweak our self-confidence is to ask ourselves different questions, to put ourselves in a different frame of reference, to frame the experience in a way that empowers us. I'm to the point now where if I'm talking to someone, I'm not like begging for them to work with me or be a partner with me or be on my podcast or to do an interview or to do a joint venture. I'm exploring whether we're a good fit or not. I'm to the point in my life where it's about, do I feel like I want to work with you or not? Are we a good fit? And if we are, great. If we're not, good luck to you. Here's somebody that might be able to help you. Or here's another person that I think would be an awesome fit for you, but, I'm not feeling it. So I wouldn't say I'm not feeling it, but I'd say, hey, I just thought of somebody and they'd be a perfect fit for you. So what's your situation right now? What story are you telling yourself about your self-confidence right now? The story my daughter, for example, is telling herself about her self-confidence, and I'm just guessing, is different now than it was 9-10 months ago. She lost her job. She just had a baby. And I got to tell you, I don't think there's anything that will mess with your self-image or self-esteem more than having a baby. Anybody agree? It's like growing an alien, and you change so much in such a short period of time, both up and down. It's mind-boggling, and that will definitely put you on a roller coaster of self-confidence. So what's your situation right now? And then what do you want it to be? Remember, what's our current situation? What's our desired situation? That's the gap that's created from where we are to where we want to be. The current situation to the desired situation. How do we get now from C to D? Well, that leads to the O in our SOAP framework. So, level of confidence. I want to give a specific example. All right, I am putting together a board of directors for a business idea that I'm in. And the people that I need to approach are people that are experts in areas that I have no knowledge of, no expertise in, zero knowledge in. And so I'm researching, right? I'm doing something so I can increase my level of self-confidence. But I've also had experiences and done things before that I know I can put together a board and do this, right? I know with 100% certainty that I can do this, but I am nervous about it. So then here I've never done it before, industry I have no knowledge of, and I want to successfully put together this tremendous board of human beings to create change in the world. So My level of confidence is lower than I want it to be. So how am I going to bridge that gap and get my confidence and my esteem up so that I can find the perfect people to be on this board? Well, what are some of the options or possibilities? What could be possible to increase my confidence in order to put this board together? Well, I could wear things that make me feel strong and confident. I could listen to music and things that make me feel strong and confident. I could go for a walk in nature. I could do things that make me feel strong and confident. If you've ever been a speaker, a lot of speakers, I know, me included, have little rituals that we do before we begin speaking that increase our energy and that help us come across in the way that we want to when we're speaking. So I can have triggers that help increase my self-confidence. I could have different clothes or charms or jewelry that I wear. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I pretty much wear this bracelet every day. Why? Because I love it. Number one, it's got charms that represent things that are important to me in my life, but I wear it every day because I love it. And when you wear things and you have things on that remind you of things that you love, it increases your level of self-confidence. I could, one thing I used to do when I was in corporate America, when I traveled a lot for work, and I'd have to go to cities and places I wasn't familiar with and to businesses and things that I wasn't familiar with. So part of my preparation was I would go early. I would go ahead of time. I do the same thing when I attend events or seminars or things. I will go a day early, scope out the area, get familiar with the territory, get familiar with the venue, things like that, because that increases my level of confidence. If I'm speaking somewhere, I go on the stage ahead of time just to get a feel for the stage when the room's empty versus when I go in and I do my thing. So all kinds of things. I could get a coach. I could get a confidence coach. I'm actually doing that this year. I've got a communication and confidence coach that I'm working with. So there's a whole slew of things. I can visualize doing the things successfully that I want to do that gets me from where I am to where I want to go. Practice is one of the best ways, and preparation is one of the best ways to increase confidence, at least in my experience. So what are all the options that I could do? Then the A in our framework, I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick one of those things, and I'm going to do it as quickly as I possibly can. If I can do it now, I'm going to do it now. If I can do it in the next couple of hours, I'm certainly going to get it done before I go to bed today. I'm going to pick an action, and I can use some of the different ways that we've looked at for picking actions. You know, one of the frameworks we used was head, heart, intuition. Another one was the urine analysis. We used the plus and minus. We used nominal group technique. We use important and urgent. We use resources and things like that we can use to analyze those alternatives. If it's a complicated thing and we need to actually go to a framework to analyze the possible actions and options we could take to pick the one that's right for us. But usually we look at our list and we got a gut instinct of this I can do right now. And there'll be a lot of things on our possibilities list that we would want to do, but we're not going to do them until later because they take more resources, they take more time, they take the help of other people, whatever. But we're going to pick an action and we're going to do it right now. Now, one of the best things I found that I didn't even say as part of the options was the use of affirmations. I love affirmations and then something I call affirmations. Affirmations is a way to take affirmations, like I am statements are affirmations. I am healthy. I am strong. I am full of energy. I am smart. I am I am excellent. That's a silly one. I am whatever you want to be. That's an affirmation. An I am statement is an affirmation. You're affirming to the world, to the universe, what you are. Now, whether you are that or not yet, it doesn't matter. The universe in your subconscious can't tell the difference between whether you are something or whether and you're affirming it or you actually are. Unless, of course, it's something outrageous. You say, I'm a billionaire or I am a trillionaire, and your subconscious and your brain knows it's an absolute lie, and it says, yeah, BS. And it calls BS on you, and then it negates it. So how do you get around that? There's ways to get around that. And that's what I call affirmations. And I can't remember who I learned this from. It's been so long. But it was really, really powerful for me. And as part of this coach I'm working with, I found another tweak to the affirmations thing. Of course, I have a runny nose. Sorry, people. And I want to share that with you, too, because I think it's really powerful in terms of taking something that we can all do and taking it to the next level and making it really, really effective. And that's the use of affirmations. And by doing affirmations every day, it's a way to make progress automatic in terms of increasing and enhancing our self-confidence. We can do it with any area and aspect of our life, but it's really, really powerful with self-confidence. I've done affirmations for a long time. Excuse me. Definitely took too much cold medicine this morning. It's making my nose drip. So, let's think of an example of an affirmation for confidence, and then I'll show you the ways to tweak it to make it an affirmation that makes it even more powerful. And I want you to try this on today and see if this little tweak works for you as well as it has for me. So let's say I am a confident leader, or I am ready, willing, and able, or I am prepped and ready to go. Whatever works for you, or I am going to do an awesome presentation, or I am an incredible speaker. Whatever affirmation works for you, pick that. So let's just go, I am a confident leader, because that's an easy one to do this with. Now, you might say, I am a confident leader, or I am a confident speaker, or I am an awesome speaker, and your brain will say, not so much. Remember that time when ABC happened, or whatever, and it'll start feeding up. Your subconscious will start feeding you all the times you weren't a confident leader, or you weren't an excellent speaker, or you actually weren't the thing that you're saying, I am. Now, how do you get around that? 2 ways. I used to just know one way, but now I know 2 ways, and that's by asking the question, adding 2 steps. Number 1, for affirmations, I am a confident leader. Part 2, I am a confident leader now or right now. And 3, why is it so easy for me to be a confident leader? Now, when we ask our brain, why is it so easy for me to be a confident leader, instead of our brain shutting down and saying, yeah, I remember that time when, it automatically starts feeding answers to the question, why am I a confident leader? And instead of getting resistance to that affirmation, now that affirmation gets into your subconscious, and your subconscious starts giving you evidence of why you are a confident leader. Now, the other one that I just learned the other day was adding the question. So let's say it's a 4-step affirmation process. How can I be a confident leader? Or how can I be a confident leader in every situation? How can I demonstrate competent leadership? Or how can I be a blank? Whatever it is that you want. How can I be a great teacher? How can I be a great mother? How can I be an awesome, confident parent? How can I be a great role model? Whatever it is, you can ask the how question, because again, just like the why is it easy for me to do this, how can I taps into our subconscious and gets our subconscious working for us instead of against us. So let's run through that affirmation process again, because I think it's a really good framework and a really good tool to automate the process of increasing our self-confidence. So 4-step process. How about, let's say something, well, let's just say self-confident. I am self-confident. That's our base affirmation, right? I am self-confident, or I have incredible self-confidence, or whatever. I am self-confident. Number 2, I am self-confident right now. I am self-confident in this situation. I am self-confident in every situation. I am self-confident, but add a time frame to it. Step 3, ask the question, why is it so easy for me to be self-confident? Why is it so easy for me to be self-confident? Why is it so easy for me to show up on time? Why is it so easy for me to whatever thing that you want to be consistently? And number 4, how can I be more self-confident? How can I be self-confident in every situation? How can I blank? So that's the 4-step affirmation process. I challenge you to try this today. I challenge you to add the SOAP framework to one area or aspect of your life where you feel like self-confidence is a challenge. Say you've lost your job, or your business is shut down, and you have to meet with the city council, or you've lost your job and you need to find a new job and go to job interviews. I can't think of very many things that many of us have in common than having to go for job interviews that need us to have a high level of self-confidence. So that is our new confidence SOAP framework today. I hope that was helpful. Questions, please ask me, because that's the first time I've done this out loud, and so I want to make sure I'm sharing with you what will be really beneficial and helpful for you to always be improving your self-esteem, your self-love, your self-confidence. That's it. Have an awesome day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. We are going to talk about communication tomorrow, and we're going to apply the SOAP framework. We're going to suds up our communication. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.